A'Shaun Robinson is a New York Giant. This was in the works for a while. I mean, we knew that Robinson had met with the Giants probably at this point over a month ago. It was a while. And, we didn't really hear much about it. Obviously, he hadn't signed anywhere else, but the Giants do agree to a one-year contract with Robinson. And the contract can be up to $8 million. I'm not sure, of course, what the incentives are or what the cap hit will actually be. But this can, become an $8 million contract. And this is a big addition for the Giants. I mean, look, they are looking to bolster that defensive line. Obviously, they signed Rakeem Nunez-Roches from, who had formerly been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's interesting. They are picking up guys that do have some Super Bowl experience. And with Robinson, that was the case a couple of years ago. As he was, obviously, it helps play next to Aaron Donald. But, Robinson is someone that was drafted out of Alabama in the second round, right? He was a second round pick. Yeah, second round by the Lions and was there from 16 to 19 and then signed on with the Rams before the 2020 season and was there for the last 3 seasons. Now, injury ended his 2022 campaign, and for the Rams, it was a disaster of a year. But like I said, for Robinson, started all 4 games in that Rams Super Bowl run in 2021 and did have a sack as well. But he's a big boy, 6'4", 330, and it is a welcome addition. I mean, again, you got Dexter Lawrence, who is looking for a new contract. We will see where that goes, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dexter Lawrence does get that contract in due time, and meaning sometime this offseason. Like, you look at the 2 separate situations, but Saquon Barkley, leave him on the franchise tag. That would be my preference, but whereas Dexter Lawrence, lock him up. I mean, he really is, he's become one of the best interior linemen in the game. And to have A'Shaun Robinson, next to him could be really beneficial. Of course, you still have Leonard Williams, and like I said, Nunez-Roches was a pickup. The Giants were not really all that deep as far as interior D-line, and just really D-line in general. I feel like wasn't one of their strengths. You could run against the Giants. Maybe not as much now. Robinson will help against the run specifically, right? This is not, he's not much of a pass rush guy. He is someone that will be there on early downs, and he can be very disruptive. This is a legit pickup. He will very likely be playing, the majority of the snaps, again, on early downs at the very least. So for Robinson, I don't know if there's, because obviously whenever I see Alabama, I think, could there be Brian Daboll ties? I don't know. Their paths may not have crossed. But for Robinson, definitely happy he's a Giant. There is winning experience there. Same with Nunez-Roches, and that's a lesser move. This is like a much bigger move for sure. Only 1 year, and look, that makes sense. Again, this is not necessarily someone you want to give a multi-year deal to, but hey, if he does well this season, who knows? They might want to bring him back. But where he's at in his career right now, it kind of would make sense to go year to year, and he was. As far as health was pretty good for him, but with the Rams, in his Detroit years, right, he didn't miss that much time. A few games here and there in 18 and 19, but with the Rams, been a bit hit or miss. So that's always a bit of concern with everyone in the NFL, but with the Giants, especially, it feels like the injuries are always there, a lot of them. So you hope that he can stay on the field. As far as this to me has probably got to be the last somewhat big signing. And I think this kind of is one, right? We've talked about other ones. This, you look back at this offseason, this is definitely, one of the bigger acquisitions. What will it amount to? Of course, we don't know. But it also kind of maybe helps handicap what you might see draft-wise, right? Not that I ever thought that they would go, but you could never have enough in terms of defensive line. So I'm sure there will be a draft pick or 2 that does go there, but of course, I think you're mainly looking at wide receiver, cornerback, offensive line. I think that, especially because they have Bobby Okereke, so I don't see them going linebacker. But yeah, those three positions, specifically interior offensive line, right? Because obviously you have Andrew Thomas and you did just draft Evan Neal. So I definitely think that a wide receiver or a cornerback is probably your most likely first round pick, but a lot can happen. But hey, that's in a few days. The NFL draft is upon us. The Giants currently have the number 25 overall pick. And maybe that changes. Maybe that changes. Maybe they trade up. Maybe they trade down. But I do trust Joe Shane in terms of that. In terms of player selection, we'll see. Right? We'll see, because last year, some mixed results, and a lot of it was bad health. But as much as I like Shane, and in terms of, I think he's a smart guy, look, the jury is out as far as, these draft picks, right? I mean, look, Evan Neal had a rough first year. He did. He absolutely did. And just because Andrew Thomas turns around doesn't mean Evan Neal will. So let's see what Joe Shane has cooking. But in the meantime, the Giants bring in former LA Ram, A'Shawn Robinson, is now a New York Giant.